3, 2, 1, go.
So, we start off the game at the end of Guacamelee 1. So if you haven't played Guacamelee 1, I'm sorry, this is spoilers.
Major spoilers.
Major. We're off to beat the final boss named Kalaka at the top, and we have to save the government's daughter. Now, in case you can't read Portuguese, what he just said is, what is a luchador? Nothing but a miserable pile of secrets.
Alright. Now, if you have played like Symphony of the Night, you will have a similar experience with this part. We get back to the previous game, the end of the previous game, to set up this game.
Now we're ready for phase 2, where you transform into, well, you'll see.
A giant monster.
Yeah. We can't show it all. Now right here you already see one of the things that we use to deal damage quickly. When you roll while doing a special move, you counter the animation, allowing you to use a special move again. There you go. That's boss 1 done.
And that's Guacamelee 1 for you.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed it. So now we have to wait for a cutscene to go on and the pedestal to go down. So basically we have 5 moves, 4 moves. It's the dash, an uppercut, and a headbutt, and a body slam, which all have their own colors, and they break different shield based on the color of that.
It is also very important that we use these abilities, as to upgrade the abilities we have to kill X amount of enemies while using those abilities. So one of the most important abilities we will be using is Headbutt. It is one of the strongest moves in the game, and it just simply destroys anything in our path.
And so since this cutscene is pretty lengthy, as there is nothing much to do for now, I'm going to explain one of the major glitch in the game, which is the selector glitch, or SDG. And what the SDG means is, by entering a door while opening the map menu, we can press start to open up the main menu, and actually change where the main menu is to where we are doing the SDG. So this changes the index for where the menu is, and by exiting the game, we can just warp around the world like that.
And you're going to see that a lot. So if you are somehow confused about where we are at any point in the game, don't worry. SDG will take us to the right spot.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll be able to manage to bring everyone along to where we're going and what we're actually doing. Right now it's very simple. We're out of avocados. We need to get some avocados.
Just like seven years later, the event of Guacamelee 1, Juan, or the main character, just got has a little family and is enjoying his life. Like, take up a bit more weight.
Just a bit.
And after Guacamelee 1. Yes. Going on his way to buy some avocados.
Which is relevant to the plot, because the plot of this game is amazing, filled with memes. So now, right now, we are moving to set up the first SDG glitch. We'll be doing many, sometimes setting up, sometimes saving and quitting. One of the things that happens when you use the select door glitch is that you kind of can't exit the game, really?
Yeah, you cannot exit the game. So I'm going to do the SDG here, right here. If I can. All right. So I'm going to start a new game and literally immediately exit the game, and I'm back here in Pueblo. And I have, if you've seen, all my human's ability. So So I can just headbutt using all these abilities that I should have lost
Yes.
during that cutscene, the first cutscene.
So that also means that normally we would have to break Chfou statues, which contain various abilities that we normally have to unlock. We don't have to get any of those right now. There's just three abilities that we need to get right now, which is Poyo Power, which allows us to turn into a chicken, Poyo Slide, which allows us to slide as a chicken, and Poyo Shot. Now the main reason we want those two abilities, one, movement through certain areas, and two, the final boss has shields that require you to use that ability, one of each, to break through his shields and actually damage him.
So story-wise, it's just a lot of void things like Tetris blocks appearing in the world, and we just talked by our mentor to follow him into the darkest timeline.
Yeah.
So it's a bit finicky because right now we are in the dark timeline,
It's a bit wrong.
and now we are the baddest timeline. Oh.
See, Bad Hombres, Triple Dragon, Riviera
A lot of memes going on.
And obviously we have a mission. El Presidente has been kidnapped by ninjas. Are you a good enough hombre to rescue El Presidente? No, we're not here for that. We're not doing that. So we're just going to move on.
Yeah. So one of the abilities we have as human is swapping dimensions between World of the Living and World of the Dead. And by switching between dimensions at some point, like here, we can just despawn NPCs to get the cutscene go faster. Now I'm gonna set up another SDG there, just to get a set point in this town, like in Pueblo, but darkest timeline. And we're back to normal one, the one we have in Guacamelee 1, like at the end of first game.
Yeah, we won't be him for much longer though.
Yeah, we won't be using it for much longer since we are using the latest patch in the game, and they introduced challenges with a few more costumes, and one of them is really powerful, and we are going to use it.
Yes. So they've added 5 costumes.
Say the 5 costumes that have advantages and disadvantages, and the one we are going to use is double damage and half stamina regen, which are the yellow circle under the blue bar, which is so we're gonna change here to Salvador.
You don't wanna you could get into that menu you saw right there the moment you get into this screen. However, if you do that, you soft lock the game because you can't do anything anymore. So don't do that. Now just a tiny bit of platforming. These guys with the knives like to slash you away, but this teaches you how to dodge.
You need to dodge to get through them.
But yeah, in terms of story right now, what you haven't seen in the cutscene that didn't play at all, Salvador, the main bad guy in the game, wants to become the strongest man in the Mexiverse. However, he has to collect 3 ancient relics to do that. Problem is, these ancient relics are kind of holding the fabric of space and time together, so if he actually were to get those and use them, then the world would be destroyed. We don't want that. So right now we are heading towards Pantamillo, where the Council of Huaychivos is.
Los Manglares.
Oh yeah, it's called the Pantamillo.
Oh.
It is Los Manglares,
yeah.
but yeah, it's one of those things.
Nice.
However, we're not even going to see the Council of Huaychivos.
No.
We're just going to
Yeah,
get
Pantamillo.
past.
Yes. So I'm gonna do another SDG there to set up. Yep. Here we go. So for now, the main menu is set up to this town, like Pantamillo, Los Manglares, and we're not gonna do any SDG for some times, and you're gonna see what's gonna happen like around 10, 12 minutes later.
Yeah, for now things are pretty normal,
Just
straightforward.
straightforward, going to the first temple, while skipping any upgrades we should have gotten at this point, since we already have them.
Yes, just so you're aware, you're not able to fly at this point in the game at all.
So I'm trying to get some dash punch or uppercuts or headbutts before killing the enemies, because if I can do them during a combo, after a certain amount of kills, I get to upgrade some of these moves to get them more powerful.
Now we do still need to unlock that upgrade path, but that is in the next town we'll get to after all of this. So right now, Jade Temple, normally in terms of story, this is where the Jade Relic is, but we are mainly here so that we can get Pollo power, which allows us to turn into a chicken.
So this is one of the two temples we're gonna do in 90%. In glitch 90%, and it's basically required to advance to the story and to the game. Just a bit above. So for around the map, like in every dungeon and some part of the map, we have those arenas and we need to kill every enemy before progressing.
These stickies tend to be very annoying. They love to run around, jump around, avoid every single punch that you throw at them, so hitting them with a uppercut is not as easy as it seems.
And this uppercut, the uppercut is needed to break those red shields.
Yes. Now here's our favorite NPC in this dungeon. Well, I mean, it depends on whether you like Emunyeka more. But this is the guardian of the Jade Temple, who loves puns.
Yes. He's there to lend us a hand,
Yes.
at least to cross this bridge.
Very kind. There you go, just giving us a hand.
So what I'm trying to do each time an arena finishes, or just in general, is to have Godfly, use Godfly to progress around the map, which is the fastest way to move in the game. And you can see, like in this temple, you shouldn't have the dimension swap already. No, I'm gonna not.
Yeah, a lot of the mechanics in this dungeon are built around swapping between the land of the living and the land of the dead.
Which shouldn't have at that time, but since we have them, we can skip cycles.
Yes.
A lot of cycles.
So this room, for example, is a perfect example of that. Normally you would have to wait for this enemy to drop down one platform at a time. We don't care, it just drops.
May I interject with a donation or two?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay. We have $5 from Bafan saying, baguette fromage. And
Thanks for fun.
$25 from Tiny Tim saying, hi all, so happy to be attending my first ESA event. Good luck to Chfou and all the runners this week. Cheers. Thank you, Tiny Tim, for your donation.
So as you can see, you have seen, I can do a Godfly each time I cling to a wall, and you can cling to really small walls, which is really good for some point. But the game tends to make you cling to wall more than often you need.
Yes. To anybody who is familiar to platformers where you can wall jump in any way, shape, or form, many games suffer from what I like to call sticky wall syndrome. There are not a lot of games that allow you to, like, not grab a wall when you just want to slide past the wall. And this game definitely is very guilty of sticking to walls.
And if you were wondering why I went all the way around a certain room, it's just because I needed to go this way to skip an arena trigger.
There you go.
So here is our favorite skeleton, like giving us a lift.
Very kind. He's also very disappointed that we're not laughing at his puns.
Mm.
Now this is definitely one of those sections where you notice that the developers never really took into account that you would be able to switch dimensions. We just passed the room with a bunch of projectiles going past, but those projectiles don't exist in the dimension that we're currently in, so we can just gaze right through.
Ah, damn it. That's unfortunate. Wow.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it's very annoying. For some reason, momentum is carried over when you roll into a wall on a conveyor belt, causing you to just fly back. And again, flying straight through these projectiles.
Oh, nice
that worked.
recover on that. And just jumping a lot to this conveyor belt to make to the flags that go the other way around. The other way. So in this room you should have been there, in the land of the living. And since we are in the land of the dead, all those balls, purple balls, you can't dodge purple things in this game. And in the land of the living you should have tried to make your way dodging them. Jumped too early. Then fine. So yeah, we make a lot of use of all the power and the power of Salvador there, just to get rid of enemy really easily.
Yeah, it's insane how powerful he is. Like before the DLC came out, like one does deal good damage, but just dealing double damage is insanely good. The stamina regen reduction normally would be quite a hindrance because you start off with 2 stamina, but because we use the STG glitch, we have 12.
I think it's 13.
13.
It's
plenty.
way more than enough.
Yeah.
At least for the beginning of the game, because arenas aren't that long, and since you should have only the rooster uppercut and the eagle boost, which is what we use to like grapple through to those yellow thingy,
Like right there.
the yellow eagles. They don't make you use your power a lot.
Alright, so this is one of those sections where, again, you see the land of the living and the land of the dead going forward, and in between is lava. Don't dimension swap when you're in an area where there is no lava at that point. If you dimension swap, you're in lava, you're dead. So that's why we have to go along with the cycle and try to skip a cycle here and there. We can get away with it.
Got time for a couple more donations?
Yes, sure.
Okay. We have a $10 donation from Panzer, announcing to us all that they lost the game.
Damn it.
We also have $10 from Shigan saying, "Hey Chfou, good luck for your run. Just don't lose the game." Quite topical. Thank you both for your donations.
Yes. There are a lot of players playing the game, like right behind me. Yeah, since we can dimension swap this part, we can just go straight down dimension swap to get this part instead of waiting a cycle. This is the... we are almost at the end of the Jade Temple. There are just one more room and a boss fight.
Yes.
And the last step of our giant skeleton.
Yes, he's just gonna step right in. There you go. Always very helpful.
Yeah, alright. Also trying to make us a small joke, trying to crush us.
If you go through the entire dungeon, you can see a skeleton in certain locations. So now we're getting ready for the first boss, second boss even, of J Temple, El Muñeco.
No, it's the first boss.
Oh, I mean, technically we beat Calica as well.
Yeah.
We have the chicken trio singing. Who is that? It is the one, the only El Muñeco.
Enjoy the music as well, which is really good for the game.
Yeah, the Guacamelee 2 soundtrack, along with the Guacamelee 1 soundtrack, is just excellent. They have remix versions for both the World of the Living and World of the Dead, which just makes for just an excellent soundtrack. So El Muñeco itself is a very straightforward fight. There are 3 phases. Well, sorry, I should say 3 cycles. There are 2 phases, 3 cycles. So the first cycle, you phase even. You just see him, you have to attack him up until he is at 66 and 33% of health. In between, he will summon a bunch of chickens which will try to hit us and deal damage. However, they are very, very bad at dealing damage, as you can see. And at the end of every phase, he just throws in a little pattern.
I think I'm gonna straight up for the upgrade route.
Yeah.
I should be fine for the advance, but still, I hope so. Just killing time there.
Yeah, we usually just jump around in this
So
arena.
there is only one dimension, so if I dimension up there, I get sent back, but every projectile gets removed.
And that's El Muñeco done.
Yes. That is stole the Jade Relic, unfortunately.
Yeah, we lost. It's,
Yeah,
yeah.
by nerds.
By nerds, yeah. Taunting us as well. Awful. But we did what we had to do. Now we finally get Pollo power bestowed upon us by the Chicken Pope.
The chicken Illuminati. But actually, El Muñeco didn't store the relic. It was just guarded by that giant skeleton. But since the way we have to go is too small for us to fit, that chicken pop is going to give us your power.
Now, to anyone who has played Guacamelee 1 before, it isn't new.
Yes. And if you remember the SDG later, earlier we did, I just quitted the game, and instead of getting to where I set up the SDG, I'm set up a few rooms before the entrance of Jen Temple, and right where I need to go to the first upgrade for the chicken, which is a Pollo shot. And so give us the, as you have seen, the ability to make a glitch called swap up, which can give us a lot of height by swapping back and forth between human and chicken, and we can buffer jump for each of those transformation.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of swap hopping to get past triggers and just general platforming, really.
I'm grabbing Pollo shot and immediately quit the game, which means I'm gonna warp back to this save point. And we're just continuing warping around. Like, it's getting a bit confusing if you don't know what you are supposed to do in the game. So basically now you should have the Jade Relic, and you are going to Villa Chula to give it to Javier, which is the tiger we've seen in the beginning of the game. I went a bit too far. Should be fine. So yeah, by triggering a save point at the end of the Agape field, and putting the game there, we just go to Villa Chula. As you can see, swap up can be really useful to go around some things.
Yes. So now we encounter Javier. While we did skip that previous small cutscene, that also unlocked the Poyo upgrade tree for us. So now we can upgrade various Poyo powers, which will be very useful later on.
So now Javier stores the Jade Relic and tells us to go grab the next one, which is in the Obsidian Temple. But before that, I'm gonna set up another SDG, so I'm gonna remove this save and get another one that starts at Villa Chula to be able to warp back to this town later on.
Yes, and now again.
So yeah, this was the cutscene we skipped. Like, it's a bit long, as you have seen, and if I was in Land of the Dead, I would have skipped most of it. I'm gonna PG there, which is I'm in Villa Chula. And we are going to the Badlands to get another SDG. Like this, right now, the part is just going through some portion of the game just to set up SDGs and then after going to other part of the game to just warp, save and quit to get warped to another zone. So, and this is like what swap swapping can do. You can just go over some triggers because there was an arena trigger right below me, and by going high enough, you can just skip it.
Yeah. It's not really the easiest thing to do, swap hopping. Requires a very specific combination of swapping between human and chicken form and jumping at the right time. It's not easy.
The timing is really tight, and that's still one thing that cause it took me like 4 days to get it right, and once I get it right, I almost get it every time.
Another STG?
Yeah, that's an SDG set up to the Badlands. So for time of movement, before we were dodging and jumping, and now it's just the fastest way to move is by turning into a chicken.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. And now we go to the new arena that came up with a patch, like a DLC, which is the Proving Grounds. And this is what changes between the previous run that was run at AGTQ, which ran into with an earlier patch. Just adding this place change.
Yeah, this here is the Obsidian Temple. Normally we have to go through here to get various upgrades, unlock El Infierno. We're not going to do it. We don't have time for that. We're going to get into El Infierno
right away.
Another way.
We're just talking to this Olmec head that gives us one of the ingredients required to create the guacamole.
Yeah, all the Olmec statues have great advice on making guacamole. So if you need a recipe, just talk to any of them.
So for the story so far, what we know is why Salvador is seeking relics. It's because it opens the El Otro Mundo, which is where the God of Time stores all his Guacamelee. Because the God of Time loves Guacamelee above all else and managed to do the perfect Guacamelee, but each time he eats the whole batch, he gets sad because he doesn't have Guacamelee anymore. So in this part I'm gonna concentrate a bit because I need to carry up this main menu to the next checkpoint, and I can easily quit the game by mistake. Go. So I'm gonna set up the main menu back to Villa Chula so I can warp back there after this cutscene.
So normally, right there, where you was swap hopping over, you would have to go down and get Poyo Glide, which is an ability that allows you to float downwards slowly. We don't have it right now. We do get it later on, but not by actually unlocking the ability.
It's not required to have it to finish the game. You just have to get good with swapper being if you don't have the glide, and that's it. And for safety reason measure, I'm gonna grab the glide later on. Double shot. Now back to Villa Chula, because we talked to El Diablo, which told us that Salvador has now these 3 relics, because Jaguar Javier worked for Salvador.
We got betrayed.
Yeah,
He did this before, he did it again.
And we just have to go back there to get those relics back.
Time for a donation or two?
Yes.
All right. We have a $15 donation from Tanud saying, good luck to all the runners. And 2 donations, $10 each, one from Beliar and one from Anonymous, with no comment. Thank you very much for your donations. Keep them coming.
Oh yeah, we see Salvador with the 3 relics. And
Sunglasses.
yes, sunglasses, please.
There you go. You guys better shield your eyes. This is going to get very bright. As we are about to assemble not the Triforce. You will see what we will assemble in a bit.
And this says, oh my eyes.
There you go.
You merge all Triforce pieces to get a nacho chip.
So basically right now, because Salvador has used the 3 holy relics, which are totally not the Triforce, to create this nacho chip, the Mexiverse is starting to fall apart, and you will start seeing black spots around the map everywhere. So even in areas we've been through, they're not there. However, it just makes for more challenging platforming. And there you have Javier again, just, you know, talking to us like, no, you're weak, you're not gonna beat him, blah blah blah.
He just got through in a prison cell.
Yeah.
Which is a really comfy cell.
Yeah, look at that
I
bed.
would say.
It's great.
But the toilets have a little problem. Just a tiny bit. Tiny little problem.
Yeah, we're gonna need a plumber for that. You have a chandelier in here. Oh, I just noticed that.
Yes. Just more cutscenes like saying you shouldn't have come there, and it's already too late to stop him.
Now you might not see him, but there's actually a chicken telling us to jump into the toilet. That's dirty. We're not gonna do that.
No, we are just gonna quit the game and get to Pueblo Shore, because the prison is just right next to Pueblo Shore. I'm the end of the prison.
And now the prison also contains the last upgrade that we need, which is Pollo Slide. And Pollo Slide, again, is needed to actually being able to damage the last boss. So from this point on, we get Pollo Slide, and we simply try to get to Salvador as quickly as possible.
So enjoy a few moments of chicken fight. Chicken scream.
Yeah, you can actually fight with chicken in Guacamelee too, which was not possible in Guacamelee. Or you could fight, but it wasn't strong.
Yeah, it was. It doesn't have a lot of moves.
Yeah.
As they added a lot of moves for. Basically, what you can do with in human form, you can do in chicken form, except for special moves.
So we're just glazing past that we just entered the lair of the Chicken Illuminati, who told us about an important message behind an important door, for which we need an important key. We're not going to do that because
We're just gonna grab the Pollo Slide and say bye-bye.
Yeah. Great mission, decline.
So, yeah, we've got the slide. And we are heading towards the last part of the game. So basically, like the 20 minutes we've done there, it's just setting up everything to go through the last part of the game. And I'm gonna grab the Pollo Glide, so I don't have Pollo Glide right now. I'm pressing jump, I'm holding jump button and I can't. I don't glide, and if I do that now, I can.
So there's no floor here actually.
Yes, there's no further.
Normally you would, at the end of the Sinanean Temple, drop down and create a hole, but we never did that. Hole's still there.
This is one of the last SDG we're gonna see. Like each time I went to the main menu, to the map menu, it's just to set up an SDG.
So you might experience some deja vu here. Don't worry, it's all intention. I love that handshake.
That's the manliest handshake you've ever seen. I'm just triggering this cutscene to get access to the Badlands, because I need to go to the Proving Grounds to get where I need to do with the SDG setup.
Yes. So normally at this point, we would have to head into El Infierno, get told that we'd have to go around because some workmen were working on fixing something. We do that, go all the way around, fight El Cacuardo, and then finally being able to get to Isla Bonita. Again, SDG makes that completely unnecessary. We just simply skip past, and here we are. Also, be sure to take note of all these posters you see in the background. Like I said, this game is full of memes. Just enjoy them.
And for the last SDG, we SDG back to our main save file and just save and quit, and we're back to the entrance of the Serpent Temple. And now that's the serious part of the run actually starts there.
Yeah, so there's no more teleporting, there's no more of that. There's still some smart movement and whatnot, but we're going to go through this last temple as you usually would, even if you would play through the game normally, casually, because you would have all these abilities that we would have at this point as well. One of the things we skipped in the cutscene is a sweet little grandma telling us about how Salvador is actually just a misunderstood kid, and the mask that he has is making him sick, and the only reason he's doing this is because he doesn't want to be sick anymore. So basically we're just going to beat up some sick guy, is what it comes down to cure him. I don't know if that actually works, but we're going to do it.
So this temple will use everything you have unlocked as abilities. I missed a good fly there. It's still fine. It's not a great loss.
This dungeon is also divided into 3 sections, and each section has this vertical area in between. We do have to traverse it somewhat, but because we have our very favorite swap hop, we can skip most of it by simply swap hopping.
That's
MLG Sniper.
yes.
Worst enemy in the game if you just want to get past somewhere. They love to shoot you right when you don't want them to shoot you. So right in this room we've got 2 guys with 3 swords, very dangerous, whatnot. We just kill the guy with the stick because they summon more. We don't want more.
This is gonna be tight
Yeah,
on
you're very low on
upgrades. I
stamina.
think.
So this is like one of the trickiest rooms in the run because you were required to use your polio abilities to break through these shields. However, they are the enemies are spaced in such a way that you can't really hit multiple with the same attack, making it so that you run out of stamina pretty damn quick. And again, while the slow stamina regen wasn't an issue beforehand, during this arena it can be very much so.
Should be fine now.
This is good. We got through very, very well.
Put some Mario blocks there.
Yeah. We don't play Mario, we play Guacamelee.
So we just go through the whole section without any of that. So just a lot of precise movement there. I messed up
Bit
a
of a
bit.
mistake.
I messed up a swap up, so just lost some time. If you have some donation, you can read them. It's a good moment.
Well, I don't have donations, but I can talk about one of our partners, ViewSonic Elite. We'd like to thank our long-term partner, ViewSonic Elite, for providing all the gaming monitors for the event, like the one that you see on the stream in front of you. With over 30 plus years of experience working on CRT to 1 millisecond LCD monitors, ViewSonic Elite is using that knowledge to take their gaming products in a new direction, and we thank them for their support.
Alright. Swap. Here's stuff.
In this game, is in that sense, if you do tend to die in this game, usually there is some checkpoint relatively nearby, which it's nice if you're just playing it casually. That doesn't mean like that every death is like just a minimum time save. There are certain rooms where you would have to, like, you would lose minutes easily just because you missed a cycle or something.
Right. I'm going to check if I have an upgrade ready now. 6 and 5.
Should be okay. Yeah, so this room has a bunch of colored blocks, and for colored blocks we need to use special moves. However, special moves require stamina. We only have 3 stamina currently, so we need to make sure that every one of them counts.
I just have to wait. I can't do anything for now as they can't hit me. Gonna wait like for one more. There we go.
we have time to talk about another of our partners?
Yes.
All right, now let's talk about the Yeti. The Yeti has a special line of ESA merchandise just for this event. We have 3 shirts and a pin. Some amazing designs on the shirts and the pin. And hey, for every shirt you buy, $5 of your purchase will be going straight to the charity, and another $4 for every pin you buy will also be going to the Swedish Alzheimer's Foundation. Check out their awesome ESA selection and other gaming items at www.theyeti.com/ESA. Thank to the Yeti for their support.
So I've lost sometimes because I didn't have enough kills to upgrade my abilities, and upgrading abilities refill all your stamina and health. So I had to wait a bit.
Yeah, it's very tight with the route that Chfou is currently running to get those hits in time, because you don't really fight all that much. Usually just STG and get through. You mainly focus using Headbutt because Headbutt is your strongest ability as well. But we have a couple of arenas where we can rack up some kills for the abilities that we need to use.
A good one. It's just, yeah, I think one of the... Well, that was Butterfinger there. Instead of switching dimension, I switched to human form and got killed instantly.
So here is the auto-scroller in this dungeon. Again, we have swap hop. We're just gonna swap hop.
I'm gonna kill myself down.
Yeah.
Because I missed one swap up. It's faster to do this than to wait for cycles to go back.
Yeah, normally the snake goes all the way around, goes up, goes down. It's very slow if you just have to wait for all of the movement of the snake itself.
Get it safe here. And for this one, we can either break the shield and kill them, or just send them to the void. He just jumped
He
into
jumps right in.
That was a really nice arena.
Yeah, very good. Now we fly past.
Fly past through this whole screen and go back to the crusher parts. There is a few screens with those crushers that kills you instantly because of the red spikes.
Yes, as you can notice, this game is filled with colors, and all the colors indicate many things that happen. If it's not breakable blocks, it is also which attacks you can and cannot dodge. Even if something is purple, you can't dodge it. If something is red, it kills you instantly.
And you cannot dodge it either.
You cannot dodge it either. I believe it was possible in Guacamelee 1 to roll through these.
I don't think so.
The green sprites was that.
I don't think so, it just kills you.
Yeah.
Also, by dash punching here, we just keep a whole arena fight.
Yeah, for some reason that trigger is placed right as you enter the door, and using the dash punches just doesn't trigger that trigger.
So more platforming, like more vertical platforming for now, which is not the hardest part of the dungeon.
No, it's quite simply to transition between the sections of the dungeon itself. Each section does have its own theme to it. So in this case, we're gonna encounter a bunch of snakes in between
And
dimensions.
this is one of the this is a reason I get back to get the Puyo Glide. Because you can do that by using SD swap upping, but it's really hard and really tight. So those electric guys are the worst in this game. Just literally the worst. That's a decent fight. I think this arena can screw you up really hard with those electric guy. Even more platforming with a dragon, a serpent chasing us. And which is the last one this season.
Yeah, basically, it might seem as if he's chasing us, but really he's just trying to get out, and we just set him free. So he's very grateful for us.
And we are en route to the last arena of the game. One of the last arena. And
Relevant arena.
yes. This one is just 4 enemies, but each time you kill one, you get the didn't
He's
die.
hanging on.
You get the bigger version of it. Come on, I need to upgrade this. So as you see, all my stamina gets refilled. And now fully upgraded that, but it's just melting enemies.
Yeah, it's already normally an amazing ability, and now you have double damage. It's just done.
Just, yeah, just wrecks everyone. So this is what was the last relevant arena, and we get to the last relevant vertical part. Vertical ascension. After this room filled of all the enemies you can get, almost. And
Oh, nice.
yeah, that's a really hard trick to do
Really
first
trick,
try.
very tight. So basically what happens there is that as he lands on the snake creates momentum. You switch between dimensions. You carry over the momentum to glide underneath the void. And as you glide underneath, you can Puyo shot your way up. It's very tight. It's so easy to, quite simply, hit the void, hit the lava. And not only that, if you mistime your jump when switching, void, you have to jump to glide, to explain that. But if you press A as you switch dimensions, you still jump because the game doesn't want you to fall right away. Using the Wily Coyote effect there, and you just jump into the void. So it's very important to time that all right, and getting that first try is just really, really good. Now we're gonna get into a very, very intense situation. You just notice the camera zooming in more and more and more. Juan breaking through all these enemies, breaking through all these blocks, breaking through the ceiling even, flying through everything he sees, just to use the ultimate ability, becoming a giant chicken. Now this giant chicken doesn't care. He has no moves, no special abilities, just crushes everyone. Oh, this chicken would look amazing in the soccer costume.
Yeah. No, I think they're the same.
Are they the same?
Yes.
Oh, it's such a shame. Normally if you have the, well, football and soccer, depends on where you're from, you're a rolling ball instead of a chicken. Wow, this music is so amazing as well. All the swag from this chicken. So if we ever had any money concerns at this point, they'd be gone. We're rich. And just like that, we are at the final boss. Salvador, but first we get a...
That for Salvador, but after quite lengthy cutscene,
Yeah.
I would say. If you have any donation or information you can go ahead.
I have plenty of donations.
Oh.
Starting off with $50 from Anonymous saying, "No donations? That's sad. Here, have some. Greetings from Irzea." $10 from Proc. "Much love from Australia. Keen for a week of ESA." $10 from Duke Jan. "I've had it with all these Mexican fajita snakes in this Mexican fajita game." And $10 from Nikolai Kutlev. "Time to donate in this event. Greetings from Bulgaria." Thank you all for your donations.
Thank you. So they just opened Hello Tremundo and Waypeck, which is the character on the right, just send us back to our timeline. But we need to fight Salvador to get back there, to restore the timelines. So we get back to as Juan and not Salvador. So, and yeah, Lupita is the wife of Juan's wife. Just found out that just saying abracadabra just opens the portal.
A tiny portal.
A tiny portal. It's big, but gets reduced. Gets smaller. But she's used to that. Like,
No.
it's not the first time his husband is turning into a chicken. Her husband.
So we make our way back. We can finally head to El Otro but Waypeck is in our way. Normally that would be the boss in Obsidian Temple. As we have skipped that, we're just gonna do round 2. Like, we assume we've done round 1, we're done. Cool, let's just do round 2. Let's get it. It's gonna be very hard, very tricky, and we're done. Not a good body. Now we get into the final fight. This fight is comprised of 2 phases. First phase we fight 2 giant snakes, and third phase we fight Salvador himself.
And
First, Guacamelee.
the sacred Guacamelee. It's not the holy Guacamelee, unfortunately.
We use our...
The secret nacho chip.
Now he feels amazing, and he enjoyed the lime and cilantro in this guacamole.
So the snakes have 3 different attacks. They can either shoot a laser in different direction, or shoot meteor, or just go underground. And you don't like this, and you don't want both of them to be underground, so you can still hit one of those. One of them. Also, you try to not kill them both at the same time. You try to kill them at the same time, otherwise they just move faster and more aggressively. Go.
Yeah, they enrage, but...
And that's like almost perfect fight.
Now Salvador has one final trick up his sleeve. He doesn't have any sleeves, so it's not a very good trick. He has 3 snakes. Boom. I mean, very inventive.
And a barrier and a shield that no human can break.
Yes. So don't be a
Just-
chicken.
Yeah, just
Don't be a chicken.
say, come on, go fight, don't be a chicken. But turns out its shield is weak to chicken. Yes. Oh, my bad on this one.
So yeah, during this phase, Salvador will switch between shields
And dimension.
dimensions. has a couple of attacks. One is jumping into the air using his snakes to slam back below him. Second one is this, slamming into the ground, and his snakes will follow along with him. He has not a pile driver, he has an elbow drop, where he drops in with the snakes, and the last one is he charges across the screen. When he charges across the screen, he's invulnerable and he's dead. And we're getting close to time.
Yes, we are getting close to time. We just have one cutscene to go.
And there you go, we cured him. Like, the mask was making him sick. We broke the mask.
Yeah, the mask was the source of his lust for power and evil.
He doesn't chew.
And
Not very happy
please
with
chew your food. Don't
Should
be
chew.
like that. Don't be like Salvador.
May I interject with a quick donation?
Yes.
We have $100 from the Yeti saying, they're saying, hey all, Yeti here. We're excited to be partnered with this amazing event. Good luck to all the runners. Save the frames.
And that's almost the end of the run. Like, just a small cutscene like Huaypek and Chfou is on the left. Just trying to get back together, like trying to see why they aren't together anymore, but just because both of them are too busy with either Lucha or something else.
Very, very, yeah. Lucha is life for Chfou.
Yeah, and with Salvador's dead, unfortunately, that we've all the relic back to their original places. All timelines are reformed, and the day is saved in all the Mexiverse, in all the timelines.
There's a small issue with that, though. We're in the wrong timeline.
Yeah, we're in one timeline. We need to go back to our own timeline. So, Chfou will just open a portal for him.
Oh yeah.
Since the timeline are all restored, it just cannot do that anymore.
Well, there's one thing we can do.
Yeah, there's one thing, but it's really dangerous.
Very. See, El Otro Mundo is the place where all timelines connect to one another. So the only way we can get back to our own timeline is through El Otro Mundo. But we don't know.
You don't know where our timeline is, yes. Yeah, Guacamelee is a great game if you want to play it. Like, if you love the first one, you're gonna like the second one.
Oh yeah.
And time is when the screen fades to black.